Keep a fire burning red in a Georgia representing for Kams audio. Big up Kidaki, Buxton Massive. Hey Babylon boy, you going like Kams son. Red. Kams audio son. You burn this wine when no want you shine. The tree of life, them no want you climb, cause them heart no kind. Kams, I say them heart no kind. Buxton Massive. Kidaki. Red that. Keep a fire burning red, Georgia representing for Kams audio son. Red.
Never joke, never joke, never joke. Oh, money, never money, never money, money, never money, money, I know what you can even money. Money, never money, never money, money, never money, money, you can keep, you can even money. When you've been knocked for a bum, in a bill tell me money. Now because your money done, you come with conniving money. When you had your pocket full, in a bill tell me money. Now because your money done, you hustle for tell me money. Yes, money, never money, never money, money, never money, money, now know what you conniving money. Neighbor joker, neighbor joker, neighbor joker. That's all the money that me work for. A 2 pound note and a guilder piece. A 2 pound note and a guilder piece. A 2 pound note and a guilder piece. That's all the money that me work for. I said money, neighbor, money, neighbor, money, money, neighbor, money, money. Now I know what you can have in money. Oh, Joseph.
Well, I invoke the WPA's position that we are engaging in civil disobedience and non-cooperation with the government. And on that grounds, I refuse to participate in the interview. The question in struggle, is not personal. Whatever sacrifice as a political activist or a political leader you have to make for your people, you have to make it.
Guyana and Guyanese, at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese Morning Time, hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese Morning Time, the people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people call it Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching Kams TV, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruptions over land and sea, where the wicked politicians they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 races should live in harmony. Is one set of people getting oil money. Is one set of people doing the thievery. Beep, beep, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. This is a program that you all can see, sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbor, safe and sound. A sad situation going on in this town. The voice of the people is getting trampled down. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, which has ordained me to sing. I sing Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, fooling the people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. Stop fooling people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. I say Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. They got Breakford, Bork and Mark Benchcop. David Hines and Kadaki Amsterdam. Sherrod Duncan, Nigel London. Normal Brown and Gavin Matthews. Big up Paslow Port People Governor. Simona Brooms, Robin Simpson. Hampton Green and Winston Jordan. And yes, we can go right on and on. Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again.
The relatives and friends of young Wyndham Bacchus, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of our in Boston, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of Peter Headley, they deserve justice.
And so when we say that Guyana is an apartheid state, we have the evidence to show.
Are you planning your next visit to Oil-Rich Guyana, South America? Well, let's accommodate you at Varon's Cheerful Country Manor. With free secured on-premises parking, our beautiful vacation air-conditioned home offers 3 beds, 2 bathrooms, a spacious kitchen, and all modern amenities. Located at Tushen, on the eastern bank of the mighty Essequibo and the western coast of the Demerara, Varon's Cheerful Country Manor is just a stone throw from the ocean. Make that reservation now on Airbnb and VRBO. For contact, call us on 516-770-3053 or 592-685-3521. Make Veron's Cheerful Country Manor your home away from home.
Looking for a unique gift idea for the holidays? Then come down to Makeda's at 146 Albert Street. We have gift ideas for everyone, from festive African fabric, accessories, African-inspired outfits, unique African-inspired toys, books, African house decor, and so much more. Make this holiday special with a gift from Makeda's, where you can celebrate the African way.
You put in a 12 cents meatball, you was gonna lice. I gonna give you a word of advice. Check your meat out my rice.
Business we're talking. You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken,
I'm not like me on every morning.
mutton, and lots more, check out T&W Harris Butcher Shop, located in the East Remvelt Market Meat section. Call us on 609-2049. Ask for Rastaman. T&W Harris Butcher Shop brings you the best in fresh cut meats and lots more. Yeah, this is Konganaya outside of Demico, the western pavement of Demico. And they are, of course, performing some cultural tunes Saturday morning. The viewership is low this morning. The other thing is, you notice people. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kams Tv. The BUXTONIAN. Well, it is Thursday, and that means therefore we're going to be talking business. Yes, business we're talking today. Strictly business, as a matter of fact. And so those of you who have businesses to advertise, and you have not been sending your advertisements to Kams TV to pay a fee.
Boost your revenue and drive growth with Google Ads. Reach high-value customers across the entire Google network, like search, shop.
You have not been sending your ads to Kams TV so we can advertise for you and you can capture a portion of the market, a portion of the business that the people who look at Kams TV are likely to get into, a portion of the commerce. You can't get no money from them because you're not advertising to them. I encourage you to start advertising to them. Today is a free day. The 12th of the 14th means we have about 2 weeks, 11 days to be exact, before we get to Christmas. And so I want you guys to really use the opportunity today to sell your services or your product to our viewers. That's what I want you to do today. Well, how you been? How have you been? Talk to me. We go to the usual theme song for Strictly Business, and that's Mavado, Fresh Cash. Good? When I come back, I'll open up the lines immediately so that you can start calling and make your business pitches. I'm looking forward to hearing them.
Still I count all money, I mean no job for no new money yet. Hey, when you make a dollar, you fi spin it. You fi turn it around and spin it. Millions the inna the billy. No one bag of teeth when you see me. Some fresh cash, 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 fresh cash. As my Friday come back. fresh cash. Fresh cash. A week of fresh cash. As my Friday come, my Friday come. Every hustler, when I make the money up, spin it. Try my luck every minute. Island luck every minute. Them gyal I get every minute. TMM means too much money. Them no one get a youth make so much money. Why they if you watch them? Still have the white paper for me cash them. If your money don't pay, you better go wash them. Money wanted me up, can me catch them. Me I nerd that blue lights and me match them. Match them. Money I never stop spend. Fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. Oh, we used to fresh cash. As my Friday gone, my Friday come back. Fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. A fresh cash, fresh cash. Maybe a fresh cash. As my Friday gone, my Friday come back. Days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Wednesday and Thursday and Saturday fly out. See a man a slap a girl with 1,000 Kyle. Me black and oily, money white and skyly. Lord, me a kill the place untimely. Me pocket off the fatter than a child. Bad man no love sweets, but money off the Clyde. If hustling a charge, me guilty, don't try me. Fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. Oh, we used to fresh cash. As my Friday gone, my Friday come back. Boy, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, a fresh cash, fresh cash. Money a fresh cash. As my Friday gone, my Friday come back. Every hustler, when they make the money up, spin it. Try my luck every minute. Island luck every minute. Them gyal I get every minute. TMM means too much money. Them no one get a youth make so much money. Why they if you watch them? Still have the white paper for me cash them. If your money don't pay, you better go wash them. Money wanted me out, can me catch them. Me I nerd that blue lights for me match them. Match them. Money I never stop spend. Fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. Oh, we used to fresh cash. As my Friday gone, my Friday come back. Fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. A fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. Maybe a fresh cash. As my Friday gone, my Friday come back. Fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. Fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. Fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash. A fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash, fresh cash.
Yeah, welcome back to the program. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. Welcome back to the program. It is Strictly Business Thursday, and first up is Lou's Kitchen. Lou's Kitchen is at Club Twilight, and tomorrow is Creole Friday. They're offering salt fish, potatoes, and dal with rice. Yes, that comes with a beverage, and so you can place your orders by calling very number 6225933. That's the number to call and place your orders. You're encouraged to order by the end of today, because we are not going to be taking orders tomorrow. Tomorrow is when we are going to be preparing according to the orders that we have gotten. Right? So, yes, Lou's Kitchen Creole Friday. Salt fish and potatoes served with dal and rice. Good? It's one of our local favorites, I dare say. And so you should tantalize your taste buds with salt fish and potato with dal and rice tomorrow. Good. The orders are going quick, I can tell you that. And so you can, like I'm encouraging you, order. Call and place your order. No place is, well, I was about to say no place is too far for us to deliver for you. But let me just say delivery is available. Delivery is available. Good. Right. How you been? It's Thursday morning. How was it yesterday? How was it yesterday? How you plan today to be? Have you made plans to make today any different yesterday? I know a lot of you are making plans, but I can tell you how we're making plans just now. Right? How was your yesterday? Did you have a good yesterday? Have you achieved the things you set out to achieve yesterday? Did you achieve those things? Or do you have to go back to the drawing boards? to come fresh again. You know, sometimes we have all of these plans in our heads, and sometimes we even write them down, and we see them as such perfect plans, and then we go out there, and when it comes to implementing the plan, we realize that there were lots of variables which we did not take account of. And so we were not able to execute the plan as seamlessly as we thought we could have. What do you do when that happens? A lot of us give up. Say, oh shoots, by this thing can't work, we failed. While there are others who would recognize the wisdom in going back to the drawing board and taking into consideration what were the things that they did not cater for when they were drawing up this plan. They tweak it, they make the adjustments, and they go out there and they try to implement it a second and sometimes a third time. And you have to have that spirit of determination if you want to succeed. I always say to people, there's nothing wrong with falling. As we say, falling down. I don't know you could fall up, but nothing wrong with falling down. The problem is when you fall and you don't get up, or you don't make the effort to get up. I've seen many fights, many boxing matches where one opponent gets knocked to the canvas so often that spectators and even the other opponent and the judges and all officials come to a premature conclusion to say, hey, this fight is over. We already have a win on hand. And somewhere from out of the blues, that battered opponent finds the strength to land one solid blow, a knockout punch, and comes back from the brink of defeat to win. And that is why you never say die. You don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. The minute you give up is the minute you lose, the minute you die. And so in every aspect of life, we must have that opportunity. We must have that kind of outlook. Giving up must be a last resort, a very last resort. And so, you want to succeed in business, you have to have a business plan. What is your business plan? And in creating your business plan, you have to take a lot of variables into consideration. You're not the inventor of the wheel. You're just going into the wheel market. Right? So if you're going into a business where there's already an established market, or there are already established suppliers, there are a lot of things you have to consider. Good? But let's talk briefly about how you address your business plan. First and foremost, what's your aim? What's your aim and objectives? Why are you getting into business? Is it to get rich overnight? What's your mission statement? I want to get rich in 10 months. All right. What will I do to get rich in 10 months? I have to lay out those steps. And join the PPP. Suck up to Jaggi and Ali, so I can get my hand into the corrupt bag of cookies. I might get rich in 10 days. Right? So yes, you have to have a business plan, and your business plan has to take a lot into consideration. First and foremost, what's the environment like for business? Secondly, what kind of business you're getting into? Where is the market for that kind of business? Who are the players in that market? Is there space for you to enter that market? How do you plan to enter and capture a section of that market for yourself? What time frame do you give yourself to get into that market? Who are your competitors? What are the prices? How competitive can your price be to theirs? Where are they sourcing from? Is your supplier as reliable as theirs? Can your supplier match their price or beat it, as in giving you a better price? Those are all things you're supposed to consider when doing your business plan. What pricing strategy am I going to use? Okay, I may not be able to beat their price, but I may be able to match their price. And so if we're selling at the same price or we have to sell at approximately the same price, can I use a pricing strategy to get ahead of them? Have you ever heard of odd-even pricing? This dollar off and so on. Hey, the neighbor's selling for $4 a gallon. I'm going to put my board out there and I'll advertise a gallon. $3.99. $3.99. You might be surprised to see the impact that a reduction of that 1 cent on your price will have on the market. Because when the customer looks at your price, what the customer sees? 3. They don't see 4. The customer sees 3. They don't see 4. And so over there selling it cheaper than hey. They want $4. Over there selling it for 3 something. Right? Have you ever, anybody has ever asked you the price? How much you pay for the thing? It's 3 something, man. 3 what? $3.99. How far $3.99 is from $4? Right? And because because you live in a place like Guyana, you are going to get $4 for your $3.99 product. Because nobody has time to collect a dollar change in Guyana. Number 1. Or number 2, our cash registers are usually set to round up. So you ain't getting back no $1 change. Of course, if you demand it, you might get it. But many of us pride stop us from demanding our $1 change. Right, so you consider your pricing policy. Sometimes you can't beat them on price. But can you beat them on environment? Atmosphere. You have a butchery, I have a butchery. But when the customer comes to your butchery, the counter is covered with flies. And the odor is bad. The butcher shop is rank, it's unkempt. Nasty, dirty, stinking blood water in the drains and so on. We are selling for the same price. The counter attendant is also the butcher. Is always seen in a white jersey, a white shirt, or a white vest, splattered with blood and meat pieces on it. But when you come over to my butchery, you find a nice and tidy environment. If you don't look carefully, you wouldn't even realize it's a butcher shop. You don't see flies. You don't get that bad odor. You don't see blood water in the drains and so on. Despite your competitors selling for the same price, your environment makes a difference. And so the clients come at you for their meat. Especially if you have a counter attendant who always has on an apron while serving meat or while chopping meat, so you don't have to see this bloodied clothed guy all the time selling you meat. Those are little things that make big differences in business, especially when you're trying to get into a market that has already been established. Big up yourself, TRS and TRS Butchery in East Rheinveld Market there. That scenario I painted is from East Rheinveld Butchery. The man got the place so spick and span. that you don't even know is a butcher shop there, man. I've sent several persons to the proprietor. One man park in front of the butcher shop and still asking where the butcher shop there. Right? Because there's no meat hanging in the oven for flies to lay their eggs on and contaminate, and dust to contaminate and so on. So you have to have some business strategies if you want to succeed, despite the market might be competitive. What edge, what competitive edge are you going to give yourself? And you can plan for that on paper by doing your necessary market research. And when you do your necessary market research, you realize, well, here, if I'm going to make an impact on this market, these are some of the things I will have to do. And you jot them down. And you strategize how you will do them. And you implement them. That is what will make the difference between you and the competition. And that will make the difference between you and surviving the market. Is it a hard ask? Some people might think it's a hard ask. But how hard it is? You got to work hard. You are in business, you have to work hard. You have to continuously reinvent yourself. Continuously reinvent yourself. Especially those of us who are in the entertainment business. Because everybody is doing entertainment. Everybody wants to entertain somebody. And people are looking for entertainment. But entertainment, after a while, if it remains monotonous, it becomes boring. And nobody is attracted to it anymore. And that is why you find when there's a new place that opens up, providing entertainment or even services, we say Guyanese a new face. A lot of people rush to go there. And so the old place suffers because it loses its clientele, because a lot of people are new face and they rush to get to the newly established business place. But just like happened to the previous one, if the newly established business place over a number of years remain the same way and does not upgrade, does not morph into something new, does not leave people anticipating every week what the differences will be when they return, then they end up out of business too, or they end up losing clientele to the next thing that comes along. And so you have to constantly, especially as a small business person, mind you, you have to constantly think of creative ways to attract people to your business. I understand our friend there in Melanie is taking a beating because he has some serious competition on the outdoors. Neighborly competition. And that's another thing we have to recognize. We might start as a premium venue where people are willing to come and pay premium price. But then the competition steps in and their prices are less than premium. But their environment is just as conducive, or they are just as competitive. And they will mash you up if you hold out for your price. We go back to the drawing board. We look at our pricing policies. We look at where we can cut corners. And we make the necessary adjustments in some instances to keep your clientele. Let me give you a few tricks here. The competition might be selling a beer for $1,000. beer is a popular beverage. Most people drink a beer, a Banks beer, let's say. And so if the competition is selling a Banks beer for $1,000 and I'm selling for $1,200, it means that it's likely that the competition will sell more Banks beer than I would. But I really don't want to lose. I can drop the price of my beers. I can drop the price of my beers. Why do I drop the price of my beers? Because if I drop the price of my beers to a lower price than my competition, the possibility is people will come for the cheaper beers. Am I losing? Not necessarily so. Because as people come for the cheaper beers, they have to eat. I might be able to make more money on the food. And so I adjust the food prices. So what I lost from the beer, I'm now gaining from food. Or the beer drinkers may come and they will bring along with them those people who drink stout and those people who drink liquor, as we see. And so the price that I've shifted from the beers, I can pass over to the liquor. And so sometimes it's just a simple thing to analyze your market, analyze your clientele, analyze your big sellers, and see how it is you can move the burden from one product to the other. And so in essence, you don't lose, but you found a creative way of keeping your market and beating the competition out. How many of you are into business? How many of you have ever looked at business like that? How many of you do business like that? Or from the time somebody comes and starts to sell something cheaper than you, you decide that you're going to cuss them out, tell them they're running down the market, or according to some people, you're going to run by the Obia man. Right? That's some of the things I want to ask you about. I have a voice note I want to play. Yes, let me see about playing this voice note. I saw it. Where did it go? Am I seeing things or what? 10:11. Oh. Let's listen to this voice note.
Yeah, brother, morning. This is a video you saw at the road.
Alright, that's not what I was expecting. That's about the road they're building. We'll talk about that tomorrow, yes. Alright. I don't seem to have any business related voice notes. So I'll share with you a video about communal responsibility in business. At least that's what I call it. You know, I always say, many of us have this attitude, when we rise, the community can stay behind. it is better for ourselves and the community if when we rise, elements of the community get to rise too. Because why? When we do that, we create a cushion, a buffer for ourselves and the community. For instance, we may have a business that is thriving. We can afford to invest in the community, but we choose not to invest in the community. But then due to circumstances, our business starts to falter. We can't turn to the community for support. In many instances, we can't turn to our own to support. Why? We didn't provide nothing. We didn't share anything with the community. We didn't share anything.
It's 100% correct. Look at all the billionaires we got. I just named some of them. Can you name a single institution, relevant institution? Not a barbershop, not a restaurant. Nothing against barbershops and restaurants. We need them. But nobody's not going to die if they don't eat at a restaurant or get their hair cut. You understand? The critical institutions are the banks, the supermarkets, the hospitals, the schools, the manufacturing and the distribution. Every people needs those. Like Garvey said, when you go to the European race, they finance each other. You go to the Mexicans, they finance each other. You go to the Arabs and the Chinese, they finance each other. Their rich people finance the people on the bottom. You don't see that in Black America. I just saw an interview where somebody was talking to a European Jew. You know what he said? Correct. Look at all the billionaires we got. I just named some of them. Can you name a single institution, relevant institution? Not a barbershop, not a restaurant. Nothing against barbershops and restaurants. We need them. But nobody's not going to die if they don't eat at a restaurant or get their hair cut. You understand? The critical institutions are the banks, the supermarkets, the hospitals, the schools, the manufacturing and the distribution. Every people needs those. Like Garvey said, when you go to the European race, they finance each other. You go to the Mexicans, they finance each other. You go to the Arabs and the Chinese, they finance each other. Their rich people finance the people on the bottom. You don't see that in Black America. I just saw an interview where somebody was talking to a European Jew. You know what he said? He said, the reason Jewish people celebrate their billionaires is because they know when one of us becomes a billionaire, several of them are going to become millionaires automatically. You see that? If he's rich, I know I'm getting a piece of it. So the wealth of one is automatically the wealth of all. You don't get that in Black America. Jay-Z's money is Jay-Z's money. LeBron's money is LeBron's money. Oprah Winfrey, the richest woman in the history of the North American continent, Black or white, Oprah hasn't built a single institution in America for Black people. Nothing would be more embarrassing than if Oprah Winfrey leaves this earth. And I wish nothing on her because I love the sister. But when she goes to her ancestors, she's going to leave probably one of the biggest estates in human history. And you never use none of that money for your people during your lifetime. All these celebrities we got, they don't do nothing. What are we celebrating right now? 50 years of hip hop. This whole year has been a celebration of 50 years of hip hop, and nobody has had a conversation yet. Has hip hop benefited the Black community? Overall, has this been a plus or has this been a minus? Now let's go to the institutions. Hip hop is the most influential musical form in the world right now. 50 years. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, of course, dominated by European Jews. But yet and still, many of these artists are very wealthy. Not a single institution has come from hip hop in 50 years. Am I supposed to ignore that? Am I supposed to act like these young brothers out here who pushing death and destruction, sexual exploitation and miscegenation of Black women, these young brothers who out here pushing drug selling, going to jail, and everything possibly illegal to children, I'm supposed to believe that this was a blessing to the Black community when you brainwashing our kids, and on top of the brainwash, on top of the toxic content, you didn't even come back to the community and do anything good for it except give out some damn turkeys and sneakers. Are you kidding me? With the type of money that hip hop has generated around the world, this should be at least 25 Black Wall Streets in America right now. Chicago should have a Black Wall Street. LA should have a Black Wall Street. Atlanta should have a Black Wall Street. Memphis should have a Black Wall Street. Milwaukee should have a Black Wall Street. Little Rock should have a Black Wall Street with all the money that these gangster rappers are making, and yet and still they do nothing for their people. That is what Garvey is talking about.
Yeah, and you would think after all that we done been through that will come a day in which we'll unite some way, you know.
No, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Because it takes love to unite. It takes anger to react. Trayvon Martin, we reacted. Michael Brown, we reacted. Breonna Taylor, we reacted. Philando Castile, we reacted. Sandra Bland, we reacted. Tommy Rice, we reacted. Dante, Amir, we reacted. And we needed to. Rebellions are important. You understand? Riots are important. Revolutions are better. You know why we never get to the point of revolution? Because in order for that rebellion and that riot to become a revolution, the people involved must be committed spiritually to the liberation of their people. A riot and a rebellion is nothing more than a temporary temper tantrum. It's a temporary temper tantrum. It's not going to change nothing. You need revolution, sustained activity. But the problem is, Black people are not motivated by love. We're motivated by anger. And that's why you only see us get political when white people piss us off. If white people ain't pissing us off, we could care less what white people do to us. But when you piss us off, like taking the life of one of our loved ones, which should piss us off, the point that I'm making, before they killed your loved one, we should have already been police in our own community so nobody has to call 911 in the first place. You see how that goes? See, love, when you love your people, you build and do for them before there's a crisis. You see how that goes? When you've taken care of your child, you educate them because you know they're going to need it later. You feed them because you know if you don't, they will get sick later. You're going to teach them who they are because if you don't, they're going to be brainwashed later. Because you love that child, what do? You solve problems before they even show up. Black America never solves problems before they even show up because you need love to solve a problem before it even shows up, and we don't have enough of it. He's 100% correct. Look at all the billionaires.
Agreed or not? Love is capital. Because if you love yourself and you love your people enough, you're going to invest in them. You're going to let that love cause you to invest in them. You're not going to be hounding profits. You will be making profits and you will be returning profits to the communities. Right? Many of us don't do that. When we strike it rich, I'll share something I learned over this weekend, this week here. When we strike it rich, we try to outdo each other in terms of just pattern and fancy vehicles and sexual partners and so on. It's a sure way to end up broke. Sure way to end up broke. But if we reinvest our capital, if we reinvest our profits, then we're likely to go businesses and make them intergenerational. But of course, we have to have a vision, we have to have an education, we have to have a commitment to doing these things. We ask ourselves, how the other people could do it, but we can't. Because like Omar is saying, a lot of the other people invest in their people. They invest in their communities. You look around the society right now and you ask yourself, how is it majority contractors, major contractors in this country are Indo-Guyanese? And it's like Afro-Guyanese can't make it. When you see an Afro-Guyanese contractor for the most part, you ask yourself, why this man has no machinery? And he has to go and rent machinery from his Indian counterpart. And so in short, he gets the contract, but somebody else gets the money. Or most of the money. Because machinery takes a good chunk of the money. You ask yourself why. And a lot of people seem not to get the answer. I learned recently that part of the agreement out there with the current administration is we will give contracts to Indo-Guyanese, but we will also make arrangements for them to get access to machinery with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of the big machinery importers in the country who, again, look like us. So here how the thing goes. Kams Jones, we know you're importing these machinery. We give you favorable conditions to import these machinery. We're recommending John, Harry, and Gil for the necessary machinery they need to execute works that we are going to be giving to them. And we are guaranteeing that they will pay you. And so when you look around the society currently, you see sprung up all over a lot of young Indo-Guyanese who are into contracts and they have brand new machinery. And you ask yourself, where is Bonus getting this money to pay for this thing? Well, I learned that the other day. Well, I confirmed it the other day. Major Indian businessmen and women are investing in younger generation Indo-Guyanese to become businessmen and women. I want somebody to show me the parallel in the African Guyanese community. I'm asking, I want that. Do you know the Chinese has, there's a Chinese association in Guyana? When a Chinaman arrives here, he goes to the association, he registers with the association. Maybe even before he gets here, the arrangements are already made. He gets financing to go and establish a business. He works that business, he repays the association. And usually I understand they have to make contributions so that all the Chinese can get into business when they come. Show me the equivalent in our Afro-Guyanese community. I want to know that. And I'm sharing these things with you not because I want to knock anybody, but I want to show us what are some of the strategies that are used and can be used to empower ourselves and empower our people financially, economically. It can be that every black man wants to go to the public service to work. When public service salaries are so low that I class them as slave wages. Can be. It can be that all of us want to go and do a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, 8 to 4 in the public service. When we know that as somebody say we will work for 40 years and remain poor. So I'm sure there are some people there who have business ideas. People would like to get into business, but can't find the capital. While there are many of their own people sitting on capital in the society, sitting on knowledge in the society as to how they can make these things work, but simply behaving as though all knowledge, all wisdom reside with them, they must not share it, and nobody must be able to benefit from it. We cannot, as a people, lift ourselves up with that attitude. We have to start to be more of a community. Good. Because we're talking about money and payment and salaries and so on. I recommend that those of you who did not listen to the program last night, go and listen to Henry Jeffrey and Dr. Heinz's Politics 101. Towards the end of the program, if you don't want to listen to the whole program, listen to where Henry Jeffrey was asked about public servants' wages and salaries. And Henry Jeffrey has pointed out where, under the Granger government, I think salaries, public service salaries, represented 24% of government spending. And once the PPP went into office, it consistently declined to about, I think, 3 or 4 or 5%. Let's say 6% of government spending. It is systematically reduced. Ask yourself why it is systematically reduced. And what will be the impact of that consistent reduction of public service wages and salaries as a percentage of government spending. Right? I want you to pay attention to that. I came across this video. I started looking at it, but I thought I'll share it with you. It addresses who are the 10 highest paid Caribbean leaders. Call you live.
Kadaki?
Yes, call you live.
You wait. Good morning. You're on air.
Yes, caller. I am on air.
Sorry. I didn't know that you were on air. No, I didn't call to make a contribution.
Okay. I'll call you after the program.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Yes. Let's look at this video and just in the front of it, I want to see. You will determine of what value it is to you.
Ever wondered how much a Caribbean leader earns? Think it's more than your yearly salary? You might be surprised. Welcome to our exclusive dive into the fascinating world of Caribbean leaders' salaries. We're counting down the top 10 highest paid political figures in the Caribbean, revealing not just the numbers, but the stories behind these leaders. From modest earnings to jaw-dropping paychecks, get ready for a journey that will leave you questioning, are they worth it, or is it too little? Stay tuned, because what we're about to reveal will definitely surprise you. In global politics, where decisions shape nations, leaders wield immense power and responsibility. They grapple with monumental challenges, steer the course of their countries, and often find themselves amid profound historical moments. The scrutiny, the demands, and the expectations that come with such roles are unparalleled. However, beyond the weight of their responsibilities lies an intriguing aspect of world leadership: their salaries. The compensation of world leaders is a subject that raises questions, sparks debates, and offers a unique insight into the priorities and values of nations across the globe. Today, we embark on a journey to explore the intriguing world of Caribbean leaders' salaries and report the 10 highest paid Caribbean leaders. Kicking off our list at the number 10 slot, we have the newest elected leader on our list, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Terence Drew. A medical doctor turned politician, he is the 4th Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, having been elected in August 2022. Not a seasoned politician, Prime Minister Drew rose to be elected leader of the St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party in 2021, where he quickly won the election the following year. His salary is fairly modest, especially considering the other leaders we can expect to see later on this list. Coming in at $150,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars, this is equivalent to just $55,500 US a year. With an average salary in St. Kitts and Nevis of $19,730 US, the Prime Minister earns almost 3 times the salary of the average person, a useful metric we will use as we continue down our list. Next up on our list, we have the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Mr. Gaston Brown. Prime Minister Brown has held the position of Prime Minister since 2014 and has become one of the stalwart figures of Caribbean leadership. With an academic background in banking and finance, Brown ventured into politics through the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, ABLP. He quickly rose through the party ranks and was elected as the Member of Parliament for St. John's City West in 2004. Brown's tenure as Prime Minister has been marked by a commitment to economic growth, social development, and international cooperation. And for this, he has been greatly rewarded. His current salary stands at $150,000 EC dollars, which is equivalent to $55,500 US dollars. This is almost twice the average salary in the country. Continuing, we have yet another Eastern Caribbean country by the name of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, whose Prime Minister is none other than Ralph Gonsalves. Prime Minister Gonsalves is one of the serving Prime Ministers in the Caribbean, having been the country's leader since 2001, 22 years. He is the longest continuously serving head of government since St. Vincent and the Grenadines became independent in 1979. Gonsalves' journey in politics began early, and he was involved in various political and legal roles before becoming Prime Minister. Gonsalves has been a Member of Parliament, MP, for the constituency of North Central Windward since 1994. In 1994, upon the formation of the Unity Labour Party, he became Deputy Leader and eventually Leader in 1998. With Gonsalves as leader, the ULP dominated elections consistently, leading him to serve as party leader and Prime Minister. He holds a doctorate in government from the University of the West Indies, and his academic background has been instrumental in shaping his political career. When it comes to salary, he is not too dissimilar to that of our number 10 slot, with a total annual salary of $150,454 EC dollars or $55,724 US dollars. That is more than 3 times the average salary in the country at $40,900 EC dollars. Moving on, we come to one of the most notable leaders of the region, leading one of the most recognized countries from the Caribbean, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. Hailing from Kingston, Andrew Holness has been the leader of Jamaica since 2016. Holness previously served as Prime Minister from October 2011 to January 2012 and was the youngest person ever to be Prime Minister in Jamaica's history at the age of 39. He was elected as the Member of Parliament for West Central St. Andrew in 1997 and quickly rose in prominence as he became involved in various roles within the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP. Soon he was the leader and led them to victory on multiple occasions. When it comes to his salary, Prime Minister Holness has received positive criticism this year, as he announced that he will not be taking his massive pay hike under the new compensation structure for the political directorate in 2023. His compensation therefore will remain at its previous level, which is 9.1 million Jamaican dollars, instead of rising to 28.6 million Jamaican dollars, which seems like a lot, but is only approximately 58,550 US dollars, or about 4 times the average salary. We swing down to the south of the Caribbean now, to the southern economic giant that is Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Keith Rowley of Trinidad and Tobago is also a long-serving leader in the region, having held the post since 2015. With a background in geology and engineering, Rowley's political journey began when he was elected as the Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West. Rising through the ranks of the People's National Movement, PNM, he eventually became the party's leader. As Prime Minister, Rowley has focused on economic development and energy sector reforms, given the sector's crucial role in the nation's economy. His salary is also the first major jump when it comes to the salary list of various leaders, coming in at 576,000 Trinidad dollars annually. This is equivalent to approximately 85,655 US dollars. With the average salary of 106,150 Trinidad dollars, this is more than 5 times the average salary. If you're enjoying this enlightening journey into the world of politics and finance, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights and stories from around the Caribbean and the globe. Your support helps us bring you more content that you love. So, If you're not already part of our community, click that subscribe button and join us as we continue to explore, learn, and share. And remember, hit the bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. Stay curious, stay informed. Next up on our list, we have a more recent addition to the Caribbean Leaders Table. Elected in 2021 amidst the pandemic, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas comes in at our number 6 spot. Prime Minister Philip Davis was a long-time politician, initially being elected as MP for Cat Island, Rum Key, and San Salvador in 1992. He rose through the political ranks, serving as Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Public Works and Urban Development, Leader of the Opposition, all the way to Prime Minister. A long and hard-fought path to the premiership, Prime Minister Davis is fairly well compensated for his commitments. With a salary of $86,000 Bahamian dollars, this is equivalent to $86,000 US dollars. This is just under twice the national average salary of $46,800 US dollars. So compared to our previous leader who is paid almost the same, it can be said that Prime Minister Davis is more fairly paid. Now we break into the top half of our list, and this is where our salaries go up a notch again. Can you guess who is our number 5 spot? It is Guyana. Under the leadership of the young and energetic President Mohamed Irfan Ali, who was also elected in 2021 amidst the pandemic. Ali was an MP and cabinet minister until 2015, before leading the People's Progressive Party to electoral victories in 2020. He is the first Muslim to hold the office of president in Guyana's history, and only the second Muslim head of state in the Americas, after Noor Hassan Ali of Trinidad and Tobago. When it comes to the president's salary, however, he has received some criticism. Back in 2021, President Ali raised his salary from $150,000 to $20 million Guyanese dollars, which equates to $98,300 US dollars. With an average salary of $4,200,000 Guyanese dollars, this roughly equates to a salary 5 times that of the average person, or $20,000 US dollars. As we break into the top 3 most paid Caribbean leaders, we cross another milestone, and that is leaders who earn more than $100,000 US dollars annually. So who is our number 3 slot? Well, it is one of Times Magazine's 2022 most 100 influential persons in the world, Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Amor Motley. Prime Minister Motley is an attorney by profession, but has been a long-time politician in the country, having first been elected in 1994 and serving her constituency since. Elected as the leader of the Barbados Labour Party in 2008, Motley eventually won the premiership in 2018 with a landslide victory. She became the first woman in Barbados to hold the position and also became the first prime minister under its Republican system following constitutional independence in 2021. But with such a rich and deep story, what is the secret behind her finances? Well, the Prime Minister's salary is set at $213,334 Barbados dollars, which is $105,950 US dollars. With the average Bajan salary at $62,800 Barbados dollars, this equates to the Prime Minister earning almost 3.5 times the salary of the average person. At number 2, we have another high earner and a country that some may find surprising, and that is the President of the Dominican Republic, Luis Abinader. President Luis Abinader became President of the Dominican Republic in August 2020. Before becoming president, Abinader was the general manager of Grupo Abicor, his family's business consortium, which was started by his father, a former senator and finance minister. The conglomerate includes a real estate and construction company focused mainly on the tourism industry, a cement factory, and a private university. In a public declaration of assets released, he had a net worth of over $76 million US dollars, making him quite possibly the richest Caribbean leader. But does he earn the same amount he did before becoming president? Most definitely not. But with a salary of $120,000 US dollars, President Abinader is still a significant earner. The average salary in the Dominican Republic is just $4,242 US dollars annually. This means the Dominican Republic has the largest difference between its leaders and the average citizen, with the president of the country making more than 26 times the average person. And finally, at our top spot, we have another country that is no one's first guess when it comes to high-salaried leaders. Do you know? Well, if you guessed Suriname at our number one spot, well done. The president of Suriname, Chan Santoki, comes in as our highest salaried political leader. A former police officer turned politician, President Santoki's rise to the presidency came after a turbulent time in Suriname, with the arrest of its former president and dictatorial leader, Deji Bouterse. As the lead investigator against Bouterse, Santoki gained support, winning the 2020 elections and standing as the sole nominee for president of Suriname. He was subsequently elected president by acclamation in an uncontested election later in 2020. What about his salary? As the highest paid leader, President Santoki earns $4,646,552 Surinamese dollars annually, which equates to $133,560 US dollars. And the average salary in Suriname? Just $7,051 US dollars. This means the president of Suriname makes a staggering 18 times the average citizen in Suriname, second only to the Dominican Republic president. The salaries of these political leaders represent a dynamic interplay of various factors, reflecting the values, priorities, and economic conditions of their respective nations. The remuneration of world leaders can vary significantly, from modest figures to substantial sums. These salaries often serve as a reflection of societal expectations, political stability, and the cost of living in their countries. Ultimately, while these figures are interesting to consider and compare, they also offer an insight as to what each Caribbean country deems fair for those who lead them. For a job as complicated as leading a country, the way we see the position as a duty or a profession can alter the way we think leaders should be compensated. So, as we wrap up our journey through the salaries of Caribbean leaders, it's important to reflect on the broader implications of these figures. These salaries are more than just numbers. They symbolize the trust, responsibility, and expectations placed upon these leaders by their citizens. They remind us that leadership is not just about power or prestige, but about service, sacrifice, and the commitment to better the lives of others. In the end, it's not the salary that defines a leader's legacy, but the impact they have on their nation and its people. So let's continue to inspire and hold our leaders accountable, ensuring that their contributions are worth every penny of their earnings. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey. Remember to keep engaging, questioning, and striving for a world where leadership truly signifies service. Tell us what you think of our list. Do you think these salaries are fair? Are they what you expected? Let us know in the comment section below. Check out this video on the top 10 Caribbean leaders of the year. As we close,
Yes, here we are. You're still tuned to the Guyanese morning time. It's Thursday, the 14th day of December, and we're talking strictly business. But why am I playing a video for you that is...
The fire burning red in a Georgia representing of a Kams Tv. Big up Kidaki, Buxton massive. Hey Babylon boy, you go on like Kams son. Red. Kams Tv son. You burn this wine when no want you shine. The tree of life, them no want you climb, cause them heart no kind. Kams I say them heart no kind.
Are you planning your next visit to Oil-Rich Guyana, South America? Well, let's accommodate you at Varon's Cheerful Country Manor. With free secured on-premises parking, our beautiful vacation air-conditioned home offers 3 beds, 2 bathrooms, a spacious kitchen, and all modern amenities. Located at Tushen on the eastern bank of the mighty Essequibo and the western coast of the Morara, Varon's cheerful country manor is just a stone throw from the ocean. Make that reservation now on Airbnb and VRBO. For contact, call us on 516-770-3053 or 592-685-3521. Make Varon's cheerful country manor your home away from home.
Looking for a unique gift idea for the holidays? Then come down to Makeda's at 146 Albert Street. We have gift ideas for everyone, from festive African fabric, accessories, African-inspired outfits, unique African-inspired toys, books, African house decor, and so much more. Make this holiday special with a gift from Makeda's, where you can celebrate the African way.
You put in a 12 cents meatball, you was gonna lice. I gonna give you a word of advice, check your meat out my rice.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T&W Harris Butcher Shop, located in the East Remvelt Market Meat section. Call us on 609-2049. Ask for Rastaman. T&W Harris Butcher Shop brings you the best in fresh cut meats and lots more. You was done a lice. Let me tell you something. Get your meat out, my rice. Morning, are you morning? Morning, neighbor, morning. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. It's Friday, the 15th day of December in the year 2023. Oh God, today's a big day for them public servants. Oh God, oh, check the lines down by Republic Bank and Scotia Bank and all them other banks in this country. Everybody running to the bank this afternoon to see, we get pay. How much is the back pay? Back pain, right? Masseurs will make a lot of money over this weekend because people get a lot of back pain. They got going to get 19. Morning, welcome to the program. How was it yesterday? What happened yesterday that was of significance to you? To you, note I said to you. Right? What did you do that, can impact a positive change in your life and the life of your next generations and so on? Anything you did? You take me good advice and start looking for some baby chicks to put in a coop, and so that or have you started doing some research as to what are the requirements for rearing broiler chicks? That's the correct name, broiler chicks, broiler. I don't know why we just say baby chicks, because baby is chicken here, right? Chicks, chicken is an indication of a young fowl, right? Good. Yeah. So yeah, have you done some research as to what it will take for you to rear broiler chicks so that you can capitalize on the market maybe in January? What are some of the other things you think will carry a good market price and demand in January? Have you started looking into those things and decided, well, hey, I should go down this lane or that lane or the other lane? Those are things you must think about. Made some money? How much money you made yesterday? What did you do to make that money? I want to know what people do to make money in this country. So you can share with me. I want to know. Yesterday I'm sitting here. So I was making money today by car in the mechanic shop. Computer giving me trouble. Hey! Oh, Lord, like this December month is a troublesome month for me. Anyways, I sat down yesterday. I said, there's this old school gathering here today. Tomorrow. Well, yesterday I was thinking, so I'm thinking tomorrow. So say, you know, tomorrow I got this old school gathering at Clock Twilight. Alright, let's see if I could spruce up the environment a little bit more, you know, on the outside, because I haven't been doing much on the outside because the road is being constructed and so on. So they got the parapet in a mess and things. So when they finish and level it back and so on, I'll maintain it as I normally do. But I said, man, let's see if I could tidy up outside here. I really like the looking thing. Bob's a car pull up by me. Promoters pull up by me. Hey, we looking for tarpaulin, I got that. Hey, we looking for tent, I got that. We want lighting for the stage, I got that. Hey, you know, I'm looking for some tables to put prizes to the delegates and tables to see the judges, and I got that too. Kidaki, what you ain't got? Right? So EC Party Rentals is a 360-degree service. You could get everything you want from us at EC Party Rentals. Anything you want, you could get. As long as it's related to party, you could get a cocktail table, tablecloth, chair covers, sashes, lighting, microphones, sound system. You want it? Hit us up, EC Party Rentals. Good? Hit me up on 6225933. I'll give you the link. Yeah, because the link is important for me too, you know. Once I get the link, you know, what gonna happen there? Marketing manager gotta get paid. Yeah, so I sat down yesterday and just like that, I made some money. But you don't make money without preparing for it. They always say luck is opportunity meeting preparation. Some people say, you lucky by, or you sit down and you get money. You lucky. Right? It's not luck. It is opportunity meeting preparation. Because I always say to you, I believe in self-employment. I believe in whatever you do, get a side hustle going. Get some other income generator. And so even when I worked in the public sector and I worked in the private sector, I've always been investing. Right? And some people, that's where the smile coming from with this idea. Why suddenly he buying this or he buying that? Right? Because I know if you're in a certain line of business, then you have to get certain things. And so when you're not using them, other people can use them at a cost. And so you don't have assets sitting there doing nothing. And note, I always encourage you. The things I tell you about are the things I live. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Good? So when I come telling you I'm doing well for myself, must explain to them why you're doing well for myself. I noticed a man said the other day, well, Kidaki can buy a proper computer and something. All of us are not fortunate to get government money. Right? All of us don't get 10% from contracts under the table. Right? All of us don't do that. Some of us work our tails off to get ourselves to where we are. Good? So keep that in mind. So I hope you made some money. All the ideas we pitch around here every week, especially in Strictly Business and so on, I hope you've been using those ideas and making some money. Oh, this coming week is the week before Christmas, so we are going to do some pepper pot. That's the menu for Creole Friday, this week coming. We're going to do pepper pot. So place your orders. What you want, your pepper pot with bread? You want your pepper pot with boiled provision? You want your pepper pot with rice? Just hit us up and let us know how you want your pepper pot. Place your order. Right? Good. So you get long notice. You get a whole week. 8 days to be exact. Well, 7. Let's see. Keep it at 7 because I really don't like taking orders on the morning of preparation. So you can start to order. Today we're doing dal and rice. Well, potato and saltfish. or according to the home ec teacher, potato wedges with salted fish, right? And dal with rice. So we're doing dal and rice with potato and saltfish. Yes. All I was saying to you yesterday, y'all order by Thursday, order by Thursday. You know, people call me this morning to order. Oh no, y'all so own we. But today's a good day to spend some money at Club Twilight. Y'all getting a back pay today. Back pain. I hope you really and truly leave that money right where it is in your account. It's your salaries are usually paid into your account. Don't take out more than you're accustomed to. If every month you take out $50,000, $100,000 from your salaries to maintain your home, do just that this month. Don't go overboard because you get a little extra. As I said, let the money chill out, let the money cool out a little bit. It's not much. It's about $84,000 for most people who are earning about $100,000 a month. Let a little bit money stay there, let it cool out. Don't think while you're excited about it. Think when you can think rational about it. This is the worst time for people to pay you money. And the government knows that. And they intend to keep you in poverty. And enrich their friends. And that is why they pay you at this time. Because this is not a time of rationality. People don't rationalize nothing around this time. Most people, I should say. It's Christmas, we gonna splurge. Christmas comes but once a year and every man should have them share. Poor Ali in jail should have been drinking sour ginger beer. Yeah. Leave that money there. Leave it till about January, February when you're thinking rational. When you start hitting brick. Right? Don't go taking that money and I get the carpet, I see the get carpet that all the time by. I can take this money and buy this carpet. Carpet don't bring profits. It might bring comfort. Carpets don't bring profits. Sometimes you have to live in discomforts to grow your empire. Right, folks? Y'all listen to me carefully and know what I tell y'all, you know. Good. So welcome to the program. It's Free Talk Friday, so you can call me and talk. You can call me and advertise your business because there's a lot, this is a Christmas season. People can buy regardless of what you say. So you tell us what you have to sell today. Yesterday was strictly business, but I'm giving you today because next week, by the time we get to strictly business, we are almost in the Christmas. Right? So let's talk. What do you have to sell? Call us up. The lines are open right away. Call me and tell me what is it you are selling for the Christmas season. Where you intend to make some extra money for the Christmas season and so on. Right? Talk about that. Good. Now we're going to talk, I got to talk about some things this morning that are going to hurt some people's belly. They ain't going to like when I talk, but I got to talk. You know, yesterday and on this morning's replay also, you heard the different salaries. How much people were being paid as presidents and prime ministers across this region. Right? And one of the things that was said in the video is that
yeah, good morning, Kadaki, and everyone listening.
Oh, you don't wait for I say good morning. You don't wait for I say you could talk no more. You doing your own thing.
No, I don't. But you do with that.
Go ahead. Please.
Yes, sorry,
you should wait until I say your life. Right, Carlos? Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Thanks. Sorry about that. Now, if you're talking about business right now, I can't worry. I got some chicken in the pen approaching 6 weeks. The chickens now like they refuse to eat. You put in the feed in the pen, they ain't eating the feed. So I know what else to do. Anyway, moving along.
No, stop.
Now,
before you go along, let me ask you something about those chicken. What's the average weight they got right now?
Some of them got 4 pounds.
And you got less or more?
Some got less than that.
Because 6 weeks is the ideal time to start slaughtering them and get them out your pen. Because after 6 weeks, what usually happens is that your feed does not give you a return. Right?
Okay.
Because once you're rearing bridal chicks past 6 weeks, you don't get much weight gain from them after then.
Okay.
And then the meat becomes almost unpalatable. It's very hard.
Tough.
Right? Good.
Yeah.
Right. So if you can start plucking them and selling them out, that would be my advice to you. Don't worry with them not eating. They're sending a message. Start cut the throat.
Yeah.
Good. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, with that big according to Mark the Circus in the outer world, the regime and a lot of them went to say to go to shake this man Maduro hand. Now to those people, those soldiers who have died, who are murdered at the place there, it is a great insult to their commitment to this country, their work in life to the country, and also to their families. Now imagine, Kadaki, if you get a neighbor who do you something and cause the death of your children or your wife or so, would you go over to that neighbor to say you talking peace talk? Imagine the day before, in front of shredding crocodile tears at one of the soldiers' funeral. He will come back to shed more crocodile tears. And between those funerals and the death of these men, this man, Ralphie, he chopped a plan to bring the PPP, and he was trying to bring Norton. Well, I am glad many people has bad talk Norton. They stand that Norton took not to go and to say he's shaking hands with this man. Now, with a court case at the ICJ, why did in front, and many of his party head to this country to say the talking things. What will the ICJ say in a case like that? And I hope the ICJ does not abort the case, because Maduro is only playing for time. And should the ICJ abort the case, it is going to be hell to play with Guyana and Venezuela, because they will realize there is no one now to give a proper verdict on the matter at hand, and hence we will not be able to engage the ICJ again, and Maduro will then take the high horse to do all that he has to do. You know, I look to see that the install regime, like they don't have anybody who have the sense to direct them on a way forward. And in this juncture, this is not in front of the place we the buy and thing, and then he gonna go to court and tell the judge, man, just drop the case, moving along. When they first came into power, they had a picture with his wife and an African woman and her child kneeling down and begging her for something, a bowl. Now, and I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, they sent around buses to the various parts of the coast, and they took all the elderly people, it says senior citizens, and they took them to his parents' home in Lenora, where the persons, the old people, and you know old people gonna go out, some of them must got on salt, pamper smelling bad, that kind of thing. And they were given a 3 pounds chicken, but that time on going to 4 pounds, little biscuit, sweetie, a packet of matura milk, chow mein, a bottle of wine. Some of them were lucky to get a bottle of sweet drink. When the children done, they gave them a bottle of water. And he had them there and gave them that. Instead of in front doing that to these old people, why didn't he not put an across the board increase on their pensions so that they could have been at home and take from their pensions to buy that which he decided to give them. So in all angles, he is making people in Guyana literally beggars, with the exception of me and you. Anyway, moving along. Now, I live at the back of the village. There's a nice running trench. Now, a man came to live in the area. Suddenly, he decided in the drought to dam the trench and block this water from going out. So east of him, the water going. So right now, we are with a stagnant set of stinking water in the trench what can't pass over the dam. Well, in the village, when they have any little high mark coming around, when it meets up to a certain point, they will take this machine and remove it from the village. When the weeding is the same thing. So right now, the people at the back of the Amstel got to suffer because of this stagnant water, because one man decided to build a dam in the trench. When I spoke to them and I asked them to remove it, up to now, they cannot come and remove it. So there is where you're talking about drainage and irrigation. And one person in the area could block drainage. And I don't think that is right. We need water to flow up and down. And you shouldn't block off about more than 30 persons, families suffering because of one man blocking of the main drainage canal in the area. So that is where I go and last. So those people who are collecting their baki, I hope, Kadaki, they could take your advice and advice of people. When I worked, when I got increase in salary, I used to say if I used to live off of $2,000 and I get a $200 or $300 more, they're going towards a house. Me taking me back pay and my increase to waste. And in these times, I hope people can be frugal, this thing. They not be miserly, but they could spend their monies wisely and have something tucked by, so that when rainy days come, you could pick up your umbrella and shelter from the rain. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your call. Let me tell you that Veron's country manor can be booked from the number 685-3521. Yes, if you are here in the country and you're looking for some place to stay, 3 bedrooms, 3 beds, bathroom, toilets, country style, spacious living room and kitchen, modern kitchen, you can call 685-3521. That's where you get Veron's. Okay, good. Yeah, I was caught in the middle of something I was saying, and honestly, I can't even remember what I was saying to you. I seriously can't remember what I was saying to you. Nevertheless, with regard to run on the blockage, the question is, what does the NDC do? And that is one of the things I wanted to talk about this morning. When I said I'm going to say some things that will hurt people's stomach this morning. What is the role of the NDC? What does the NDC do? Right? The NDC is really supposed to be looking out for these things. If a citizen is doing his or her own story, as we like to say, with drainage in the area, then the NDC is supposed to be aware, right? Residents can lodge a complaint with the NDC to draw to their attention that X, Y, Z is the situation in terms of the drainage here and the drainage there. But no, when you report stuff to the NDC, for the most part it would appear as though they have no interest in doing anything. Right? for the most part, you get no justice from them. They don't get any satisfaction. Right? And so one of the things I'm tempted to ask is what really is the role of the NDC? What really the NDC does for the people that voted for representatives and put them in office in these NDCs? Right? I can understand it's dry season. The man doesn't want the water to escape. Maybe he has a garden. I know many instances like those. People have gardens and so on. They don't want the water to escape. And so they put, like she said, a little dam there to prevent the water flowing out. But one has to also consider the fact that other residents will be affected by their actions. You might be trying to save your crop, but somebody is concerned about saving your lives. Because stagnant water means vector-borne diseases. Stagnant water means mosquito infestation. Right? But a lot of people are usually selfish in their thinking. They don't even concern or consider what will be the impact of their actions on their neighbors. They don't consider that. And that is why you have to have proactive villagers. You have to have people who are ready and willing to go to the NDC and say, well, this is the problem we're faced with. Right? And you have to have proactive councilmen and women. That when these complaints are made, people will act, and they will act swiftly to rectify the situation. I posted a photograph to the screen there. In fact, let me see if I can make it 2 photographs to the screen. Yes. There are 2 photos on the screen. You see those 2 photos? Take a good look at them. Take a good look. You see that? That's a local authority area. That's a local authority area. Would you believe that's a drain? Would you believe that is a drain? In the Haslington area, I think they call it Block 18. Block 18 Haslington. You have a situation there where the drainage is non-existent. Or should I say almost non-existent. There's an interconnecting what we call a series of aqueducts connected to each other in Haslington to drain the water. But where is the water being drained to? As the boy said, Jano Star. Because I certainly don't know where the water is being drained to. And so even in this dry season, you have a whole lot of water in the drains in Haslington, saturating the lands, stagnated, and so there is mosquito infestation, there is stench, and to top it all off, there is no service. So I want to ask this morning in particular, why people voted and elected area councillors for the NDC. Why? Because the people who are elected to serve this area, according to residents in this area, they don't give them any service. They do not collect garbage. They do not check drainage. All that they do as far as the people are concerned is collect rates and taxes. It is a sickening situation to know that when it is time for election, these representatives, these folks got the temerity, they got the gumption to go to residents in these communities and promise them their representation if they were to vote for them. But after receiving the people's votes, many of them don't go back to say thank you. Many of them don't take the time to walk through the communities to see what is troublesome to the residents. And so the residents are left there to languish in discomforts until the next election cycle. And I'm saying to the people at Haslington and all the other NDCs, especially NDCs controlled by the AP and UFC, PNC as we like to say, you all got to get out of the offices, you got to get off your laurels and give the people service. It is not good enough to just go and get people's votes and then you do nothing for them in return. There are major projects that, yes, NDC and the councillors and so on cannot execute unless they get government financing. But there are little things that area representatives can do to improve the lives of their constituencies. Right? And I'm saying this morning that the people at Haslington NDC must be prepared to do something to improve the lives of the people in their constituencies. Here are some more photos from Haslington. You see the water there? Watch it. You see the water? Stink and dirty. Favorite words of the coalition, folks. Don't make it sound as though I'm not supportive of the coalition. I'm a coalition person too. I believe in coalition politics. It's the only thing to remove the PPP from office. But like I always say, I just start for rain and I just start for sun. And so when people are not doing what they're supposed to do, I'm going to call them out. This is what I think they refer to as Block 18. Haslington is the new scheme over the line. Look at the state of play in the drainage situation there. Look at it. You see this area? I'm going to explain what this area is. This area is where a little flow of the water from all the drains is taking place. That is a little gutter. That's not a drainage canal or anything. Somebody, look at this. Look at the water there. See how stagnant it is? You see the color? Not a thing is shaking inside. Right? Now this area here is out by the sideline. I don't know if they call that the Haslington sideline. The sideline trench is between Haslington and Golden Grove there. Eastern end of Haslington Block 18. That is where this water from the community, someone has made what I consider a little drainage outlet there to get some of the water out of the area. But what you're seeing there is really a revetment. And so this little drainage thing that they did here, the water has to pass through the revetment, the creases of the revetment. There's no real opening there to allow the water free flow or proper flow that will really bring relief to the people. And this is an initiative taken by some residents. The Haslington NDC has a mini excavator. Whether or not they have an operator is another thing. But they have a mini excavator. All it will take is 30 minutes of work with the mini excavator to excavate this area and open up the revetment and put a tube so that the water can flow. Good? So when you fix this outflow there by putting a tube through the revetment, you now have to go back to the drains. Look at that drain there. Look at it. Look at the stagnation and the growth. Look at this one. Them boys who looking for relief to do work. I could go into Haslington, you can get them quick. You ain't gonna search too far. You ain't gonna search too far. Go into Haslington over the line, you can get some. Look at this. Look at that. Good. So when you have a council that is not serving its constituents, you got a problem. Except that politics is race-based in this country for the greater part. They can't get my vote. Because if you're going to come at election time and say, well, vote for us, but you don't come back to fix our problems, we shouldn't be giving you our vote next time around. But many will argue that the problem is not only with the NDC and the councillors at the NDC. The problem also is with residents. Where's the pride in self? Where's the pride in the environment? People don't see it as necessary to take care of their immediate environs. Can the residents come out and clean in front of their parapets, as we say? Well, it has to be overgrown in bushes and grass. But there's a clear lack of leadership in the community. Again, if the councillor or councillors who live in that area want to organize the cleanup Haslington, let's call it that, and every weekend or for 4 or 5 weekends or every other weekend in the month, they organize the people to come out and they clean as a co-op, as a collective. the environment is going to be in a better state. And by doing that, those councillors will be building lasting relationships with the residents. Right? You will be building lasting relationships with the residents, and it might be easier for you to get their vote when it comes to elections time. But no, they're not visiting, they're not communicating, they're not providing services, but they're sitting at the NDC there every week, every month I should say, statutory monthly meetings, and enjoying the fruits of the labor of the people. That's all I can say. Enjoying the fruits of the labor of the people. And that's not good. That's not service. That's not good politics. That's no good for community service. And so I'm calling on the chairperson, Michael Spencer. Good morning. Michael Spencer is the chairperson of the Islington Grove NDC, I think. I hope I get the name right. It's Islington Grove, yes. Michael Spencer, you need to put some fire under your councillors. Encourage them to go into the neighborhoods, into the communities, into their constituencies, and meet with the folks. Find out what is bothering them and work out solutions. That is what they're supposed to do if they are representing people. And you see, they say charity begins at home. If you can't do that in local government, then we don't expect anything better from you in national government. That is why we have a lot of people making decisions in parliament and in government for the whole country without consulting the country. And if we want changes, we have to start demanding those changes. And we have to start at the bottom. That's my encouragement this morning. Let's start demanding changes from the people in our neighborhoods, on our neighborhood democratic councils, the people that we support for those public offices. Let us start calling them out so that they can provide service. Right here in Buxton, the NDC is controlled again by APNU, or PNC, whatever you want to call it. There's a street at the burial ground that is forever a dumping spot. And the NDC seem not to be able to deal with that situation. You cannot walk through that street there from sideline to Milwaukee or Milwaukee sideline without holding your nose. Garbage is forever dumped there. As far as I know, the NDC has at least one tractor for garbage collection. They too also have a mini excavator. So for starters, I can suggest, why not take the mini excavator, dig a hole, bury the garbage, clean up the area, and put up a sign. Also, you can put a camera as a deterrent. You know, gone were the days when it was expensive to put a camera to watch anything. Nowadays, you got cameras, Wi-Fi cameras, solar cameras, cameras coming in all ways, shape, and form, cheap as ever, that you can put to monitor people and see where the ones that are doing the dumping. And then you send them a letter from the NDC, or you get a summons to them from the PHI, Public Health Inspector, because the PHI has the authority to summon people. for littering. And so the folks over the NDC of Buxton Falls must also get their act together. I rather suspect if I check right through this country, I'm going to find the same situation. I rather suspect that. But I'm calling these people this morning because they're close to where I am and I'm seeing the situation firsthand. There should be no reason why during this dry season water has to be stagnant in communities, breeding mosquitoes and creating discomfort to residents. It shows a pure lack of leadership, a pure lack of fear of service to the communities that supported these people to be in office. Right? I looked at the sideline trench. It's in a dirty state. This should be the time for them to get contracts to the maintenance people. This should be the time when their maintenance people should be maintaining the trenches, because the water is at a level where they can see what they're doing, and so they should be able to do it at a better quality than they would normally do it when the water is high. But again, in the whole nature of corruption and corrupt dealings in this country, contracts for cleaning trenches is given out. Contracts are given out when water is high. So you can't see what's happening below there. So they clean at the surface, collect the money, and everything else is good. Everybody is happy. This is the time the water is low. This is the time to clean the trenches. This is the time when all the plastics and bottles and all kinds of things that people throw overboard is visible. This is the time to get them out. Again, the NDC must do its work, and it must be made to do its work. Residents, join me in calling them out. Voice notes. Why are you not playing?
Kidaki and listening viewers. Kidaki, this morning, when you were playing the salaries of the prime ministers and president, Kidaki, when I heard about Dumbo, the number 5, Kidaki, my heart shiver in that train, and you cannot pay the public servant a decent wage. 6.5%. Oh my God. Kidaki, all me heart break, me nearly the heart attack with that man increase. Oh my God. And people say they're going to shop shoe for Christmas. Let her try that. They better save their money. Pay the people a decent living wage. Oh my God. Flash Garden, where they come in.
You know, on the issue of living wage and so on, you notice I haven't spent too much time on it. Because Guyanese must have reached a point where they tell themselves they're getting what they deserve. Huh? I feel Guyanese are at the point where they think they're getting what they deserve. But one of the things I was noting in that video, I think that is what I was saying when I got the first call. Viewers were told the salaries and so on, compensation for these politicians, usually has a lot to do with what they bring to the table. In the lineup, you see who was engineer, who was lawyer, who was doctor, who was this, who was businessman, and so on and so forth. And so one would assume that they will take the job as president if they can get fair replacement of what they're giving up. Ali didn't bring nothing to the table. Ali can't even verify the degree or degrees which he says he has. Can't verify them. So what gives Ali the right to earn at least 5 times what the ordinary rank and file citizens of this country is earning? What is Ali bringing really to this nation as service to the people? Call your life.
Morning. To what you said about them receiving that 6% just now, I heard someone was in a conversation with the Indian guy. The Indian guy said he wished the government had given them 1% because they're too comfortable with 6.5%, which is nothing. What is it going to take for them to get up and do what they have to do? What is it? The guy is saying, what is the use of unions? Why are people paying union dues? Why don't people stop paying union dues if the union leaders cannot go and bargain for a proper wage for them when it is by law the union leaders and your union supposed to negotiate your salaries, right? Why? And I kind of agree with the fellow. Because people just comfortable. One gonna look to tell me, it's better than nothing. If we only make nice, we're gonna get pressure and them go victimize me. I'm like, wow, that is the kind of subjection. The country, people has been beaten into that. It's like slavery all around again. And for last night, I heard that fool at his press conference. He gonna say he don't know what's wrong with people on percentage. Why people are so obsessed with percentage? Well, then why are the government obsessed with percentage of growth, percentage of GDP, and all of that nonsense? These people just use words so that words could stick, narratives could stick. When he gonna sing that song, his people gonna talk about it, but we are not pushing back. We are not pushing back and attacking. Because these people are allowed to run buck wild out there. So, yeah, yes, public servants are comfortable. All of them are looking and saying, man, if you only said something, we're gonna get in trouble. But one of the things that they could do, all of them could work on social and try to attack. You're working in a space, you got documents coming into you, take out photographs, make fake profiles. Those are ways that you could help if you're so scared of your face being out there. Make fake profiles and start shooting things out. I don't know what it's going to take to mobilize you people. That's my take.
Thank you. Everybody is afraid. But everybody has a grouse. Everybody wants somebody to represent them. People don't know it, but I practically am doing a full-time program, a full-time job representing people. Because when I get off the program, I get called all day. This is wrong, that is wrong, this is a problem, that is a problem. But the very people, when you ask them to come forward, they tell you, nah, boy, I frightened them, man, going to discriminate me. But what really is discrimination? What really is oppression? Y'all stop to ask yourself that? What is victimization? Guyanese, especially in the public servants, are victimized every single day. Every single year. By the mere fact that you can't get more than 6.5% as wages and salaries increase in the fastest growing economy of the world. It's not says so, it's Ali says so. It's victimization. It's oppression. Because they know that 6.5% doesn't take you out of poverty. It doesn't do anything for you, quite frankly. It can't do much for you. And so you sit there and accept that, saying that you fear being victimized. But the fact that you're not getting paid fair wages and salaries by the government that you're working for, or whoever your employer is a form of victimization. Compare what you're getting for your service to this country to what he is getting for his service to this country. I'm not saying y'all should be getting the same amount, but I'm saying that everybody should be paid fairly. Is the current rate of pay for citizens in this country in the public service and in the private sector fair by any means? Voice note.
Good morning, Mr. Kadaki. I see something something coming from me for this morning. One of my old squad, he sent this thing here. National draft. By order of the Guyana Defense Force, there will be a national draft of young and able-bodied teens to join the army. No? I know these people are a pack of jokers over, man. No? If I had any youth, me want to send them. Then I fix it, then I get their own people. They can sheriff security, service and them. Then they get their own family and friends to go there and face it now. Thank you, Mr. Kadaki. You have a great day. Me vex bad.
Thank you for that voice note. I think it's fake news. I think this thing was flagged already as fake news with the national draft story. But you know, in other countries, there's nothing that is generally wrong with a national draft. But you can't wait until who you're drafting? Who will come allow themselves to be drafted in wartime? When all the time you didn't draft them. Right? The problem with this country is that a lot of people are reactive. They're reactionary. They're not proactive. They don't think ahead. And so I think it was Henry Jeffrey again who I heard on Dr. Hines the other night say, or was it Dr. Hines himself? Maybe the time has come for Guyana to return to the Fox-Burnham People's Militia, where every citizen is a soldier. I'm sure I heard Henry Jeffrey said that in the time of Fox-Burnham, although Guyana was small and in population in the army was small compared to Venezuela and so on, the army was rated as one of the best perhaps in the region. Right? Can we return to that day? Those days? Do you think the PPP will ever want to take you to that day when every citizen is a soldier? I doubt it. Because that might be seen as a threat to their mere existence. What I know for a fact is the size of the military that we have right now is joke. Put it under pressure with the citizens in this country, it might not even be able to contain them. Right? So yes, maybe we need to go back to the days of People's Militia and National Service and so on. But this is not the time. This is not the time to tell anybody about getting drafted. They ain't falling for that. The other thing, I see somebody is asking me to comment on yesterday's meeting. I think how much I would like to say about yesterday's meeting. I'd like to address the people who said that Guyana has averted war. I've said from the inception there ain't gonna be no war. So I don't know Guyana averted anything. Good? Everybody is singing praises. We get a commitment from Maduro. There will be no aggression, I think. Venezuela is already aggressive to Guyana. Good. There will be no incursion, perhaps. But that does not change the fact that the issues we are faced with in this era, Venezuela-Guyana issues, are issues created by the PPP. By their behavior, they have endangered our nation. And that is what I would want to continue people to keep focus on and address. Caller, thank you for holding.
Hello, good morning to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you and all my black brothers and sisters in Guyana. This is Flash Garden. That make I always said this program is #1 in the country. And you must not mad with me for saying that. And you must not mad or allow anyone to tell you, don't make Flash Garden mention these words to you. You qualify to be the next president. No, sorry, back up, Flash. The next prime minister.
Thank you very much. I claim that, but I also intend to be the next president.
Wait your turn. Wait your turn. Everybody in the line. Please
right,
do that
boss.
for Flash.
Okay, my boss.
Yes. Now, this program put out that when the government change, that they must recruit all Guyanese to serve the soldiers, and 10 years must be the max. And if who don't want for sure must go to jail for 10 years. This is the program. This is Flash Garden said this all the time. Flash Garden will lay out too that when the government change, the next month all senior citizens must get $60,000. Couple weeks after or 2 weeks after, then Jack Dio come and said he's going to give $70,000. And a black brother challenged me, $60,000 could take out poverty. But he did not read the whole book. And he did not understand Flash Garden. Let me move on. Now, they always have a saying, what's sweet a goat mouth? Excuse my language. What's sweet a goat mouth is bitter ASS. And is that what happening to them dirty government there? In government. Them dig hole for David Granger, but themselves fall in the hole. When them realize it was too late, because what them did to David Granger go wrong and promise the Caribbean and CARICOM leaders for help overthrow David Granger out of office, and the diplomats them in Guyana is the same thing the Spanish man did to them. Go wrong and give them CARICOM leaders and pump them and do things. Even the I see the video with the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. He was promised by the Spanish man to do bridge and what and all things. Make none of them cannot come out and say, hey, stop that nonsense. Don't do that. Wait on the final saying from the judge. All of them. That meant they on the man side. 2020, there was on the Cody side, all the Caribbean leaders and CARICOM leaders. Now 2023, them on the Spanish man side. I do hope I'll be not looking this thing and make note. Last before I go, I just always said this. There's certain things a opposition leader could say and cannot say, and do and cannot do. I look part of Jack Dio press conference. He said, I'll be not send him an email saying that he support the meeting. I give Arby Norton credit for that. As a politician, that's what you have to do as an opposition leader. Because you don't want it backfire in your face later and say, why you did not support your country? Why did not support the government? So there's no bombase upon that. Because remember, my black brother and sister, the opposition leader for Venezuela went to the White House and get support from Donald Trump. But them two big boys stop him, Russia and China. But the point I'm making, the opposition leader for Venezuela support that nonsense to take away what belongs to Guyana as Essequibo. Listen to me. The opposition still turn around and support the wicked president as he claimed he wicked, but he give them support. It is time for black people learn in Guyana politics and politics. It is time for research and thank God for Arby Norton, because he's the only one mentioned that he would take black people out of poverty. Desmond Prasad never mentioned those words. Gurinder Prasad never mentioned those words. Gurinder Prasad pumping $60 billion in Amarina neighborhood. And I'm sure he must even pumping 20 billion, but that is good. Because the all leaders are saying black people kindness for weakness. We only good for make them president and prime minister, but it must stop now. I'm saying this again. We, the people in Guyana, must choose our next prime minister that things could change. It's so many things I have to say, but I will leave some for tomorrow, Monday. You have a good weekend.
Thank you for your call. Voice note.
Good morning, Kadaki and listeners. Now that the nota has spoken about people being drafted, who wants to be drafted for 6.5% of their pay? I noticed in the National Assembly,
call all the line.
Recently, that questions were posed by the opposition pertaining to the influx of arrivals of the Venezuelans. You know, I hate grandstanding and I hate when people try to insult my intelligence. And by extension, insult the intelligence of Guyanese. That man, Robertson Ben, and Pilari Joe, none of the two of them could have shown that there was a clear plan for the control of those immigrants. They were, especially Ben, he was all over the place. They're working hard, they're this, they're that. But yet he could not come up with valid data and a plan, or even a drafted plan for a migration policy. Then to add insult to injury, they were giving fake figures. The people of Guyana are not stupid, and for the life of me, I don't understand why they continue to be silent. I want to ask Guyanese this morning, what will it take for you to rise up? Then I want to look at, and I have a beef with it, so I will talk about it all the time. You know, when you look at that national flag on the ground, I see again the disrespect by this government and all who planned that event, the disrespect for our country. That's what I see. Because the sitting government continues to break down the guardrails of our country. So for me, that is what that depiction of the flag represents. More breakdown of our guardrails. Then I want to touch a bit on the issue with the journalist, with Travis. What's really wrong with the Guyana police force at all, eh? When will they demand some respect and protect and serve the citizens as is their mandate? Now, Fat Albert, and I know that I'm not supposed to call people names, but that's my name for him. There he was being so proud to be videotaping what was not supposed to be happening in the first place. I want to ask this morning, what is wrong with the police force? Because as far as I know, Travis is a victim. He's not accused of anything. Is that the level of intelligence of persons in the Guyana police force? You know, when I saw that, I remembered the saying, they use us to kill us. That is what I thought about. when I saw that young man possessing and thinking that he was doing something good. He wasn't. He was just being stupid. That's all it was. Being stupid. Now I see that there's supposed to be the last rites for the last of the soldiers today. And I see there's a proper what do you call it now? I see there's a proper emblem and representation and all that stuff. A memorial for the soldiers, the fallen soldiers. Now I want to ask, how will it go in terms of the benefits of the families of those soldiers? I continue to say that the government is making a mockery of the importance of our servicemen and women. What's going to happen to the livelihood of those families of the fallen soldiers? And if there are children involved there, what is the government going to do about ensuring that the children of those fallen soldiers are taken care of? Yes, it's nice and everything to have all these memoriams and all that, but in actuality, I am more curious as to what the sitting government will do for the livelihood of those fallen soldiers. Bye-bye.
Thank you for that voice note. Caller, thank you for holding. Caller, thank you for holding.
A very blessed, thank you very much, Mr. Kadaki. And a very blessed good morning to you. Thank God for your program once again and the rest of the guys in this nation. Mr. Kadaki, you know already what you declare and keep declaring to this nation. And I say it over and over. We're not going to get any war from Benovent. We know all that this is just a rumor war, but we are not taking it for granted because we allow it for granted. A little pretense and a little bluff could turn out to become a reality attack or act. But we know nothing like that would happen. However, these state performance were going on, Guyanese, y'all please understand once again, I tell you, I'm a brother and sister. I don't care what race you all are, but I'm speaking directly mostly to the righteous-minded and hearted people and Guyanese. I'm not speaking to religion. I'm speaking to relationship with God. Those who have relationship one-to-one with God, I'm speaking from that direction. We should understand, people, that this, what is happening in Guyana, the kingdom, the whole kingdom is activated. That is where the battle is going on. The light and the darkness is clashing. And what I am saying is that, remember, Guyanese, all the spiritual entities, the realms, is right now in operation. It means the spirit of the sea, the spirit of the air now operated fully in the other day, and the spirit of the land. So Guyanese got to be very careful, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Y'all got to cover y'all children. Y'all got to pray for y'all children and y'all father and mother. Y'all got to walk in the spiritual realm, even though y'all are physical being, we are physical being, but become spiritually aware and become spiritually conscious, because blood is going to be spilling in this land, and for prevent it from happening to you and your family and these kind of things, you got to put it in the hands of God, and you got to resist the evil and the wrong that is taking place in this land. So we had the air attack the other day there. They are not coincident. The two people who survived, if you all observe clearly, it was 7 people on that flight. 7 military people was on that flight. The 2 who survived have the full fact of information that could be revealed to this nation, spiritually also. But they're not going to reveal it because those who are going to interview them are going to try to curtail it and lock it down. However, Guyanese, I am making it clear to us once again, it is spiritual warfare going on. And God never gave us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of boldness and sound mind. The reason why the government, they are trying to put fear into the citizen is so that these evil could manifest themselves. As I tell you already, that's why they say one Guyana, they are making room for the sexual orientation bill to be passed completely and amended the parliament for that. If that should ever happen, then you will see how much more serious bloodshed will take place in this country. However, to move from that, Guyanese understand what's going on. And those who work with the public sector, you understand what's going on. Mr. Ali, it is factual. It's over 98,000 US dollar he makes per month, you know. I am not saying he shouldn't make, but listen to his salary, over 98,000 US dollar, more than 5 times the salary of the normal Guyanese people. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So when they give you this little 6.5% increase and you feel content, you see the inflation we're going on in the country, y'all see the price of slice of pumpkin, y'all see how you're going to send your children them to school, how you're going to give them lunch kit, how you're going to help to mind your home, mind your family. You understand what's taking place? It's spiritual attack. They are not doing nothing for benefit, y'all benefit, for your ordinary citizen benefit. They are doing it to keep you in poverty. They are doing it to keep control and have dominion over you, which the dominion only supposed to be God, and God's word, God's will, and God's way. So Guyanese, be careful in what you all are doing. The second, let me tell you, Mr. Ali is the 5th within this whole world, Caribbean country, you know, and within in the salary range. Mere monthly. The woman, imagine she is 3.5 times she citizen them salary. So you understand what is going on? Guyanese, she's 105,900 US. Then she salary a month. And so that way Ali is taking the lead up all the line with her, so it all. The thing you see, Guyana with our Gonzales, they are not coincident. There are spiritual work taking place to let you run next election and run for vote for PPP. And you don't do that. And you're going to end up eating corn, sand, ox, and road. Guyanese do not do that. So all righteous-minded Guyanese, please, I'm appealing to y'all. Don't let this nonsense get in your brains. And let's show me we say they do Travis Chase. You want to hear Travis Chase say plane? He tell the police them, y'all know, and that I know, y'all know why y'all doing it. Those things are in the spiritual realm. And so y'all be very careful with what y'all are doing. They are not coincident. Have a blessed day, Guyanese. Mr. Kodaki, have a blessed day. And once again, y'all see what I'm by him. All them things is just a dry fear. God did not give you a spirit of fear. He gave a spirit of boldness, love, and a sound mind. So y'all stand up in that, declare against the evil, and stand up and speak truth to power. Have a blessed day once again, Mr. Kodaki. God bless the program, and you are above board. Have a blessed day, Guyanese.
Thank you, caller. The lines remain open. It's 12 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. You're tuned to the Guyanese morning time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. Remember, if you're looking for something you're hosting, put some wow in your events. We rent chairs and tables, chair covers, sachets, coolers, napkin holders, napkins, tablecloth, charger plates, decorative lights, tents, hall, venues there, yes, venue, hookah, candle holders, etc. Call us 6225933 EC Party Rentals and get what you're looking for, right? I know there are going to be lots of Christmas parties, staff parties, get together, birthday celebrations and so on. So hit us up 6225933 and let's get you some of the things you will need. You don't have to go and buy them and then you don't use them for another year and so on and so forth, right? Hey. Yeah, 6225933 is the number to call.
Looking for a unique gift idea for the holidays? Then come down to Makeda's at 146 Albert Street. We have gift ideas for everyone, from festive African fabric, accessories, African-inspired outfits, unique African-inspired toys, books, African house decor, and so much more. Make this holiday special with a gift from Mercatus, where you can celebrate the African way.
Yes, if you think you got some money to spend for the Christmas, then spend it with your own people. We gotta learn to get each other's back.
You put in a 12 cents meatball, you was gonna lice. I gonna give you a word of advice. Take your meat out my rice.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T&W Harris Butcher Shop, located in the East Renville Market Meat section. Call us on 609-2049. Ask for Rastaman. T&W Harris Butcher Shop brings you the best in fresh cut meats and lots more. Yes, if you're looking for the best cuts and quality meat for the Christmas season, the holiday season, then check T&W Harris Butchery in East Renville Market there. Go down and get quality meat. Not contaminated meat. Meat that is exposed to dust and flies. Meat that is properly stored and properly cut and served to you. Yes, so you can go down there at T&W Harris at the East Renville Market. The prices are good too. Right? The prices are good too. So go and get them. And just like Rhonda has those broiler chicks, those meat birds in her pen, in her coop, and she's becoming worried because they're not eating and they're not putting on size and so on and so forth. If you have chicks to sell, if you have meat bird to sell, you can hit me up. I might be able to arrange a market for you. Hit me up. You got large amounts to sell, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds and so on. Hit me up and I'll see how I can assist you. Right? Here's a voice note. Did I play it? I get him big. I can't remember what I did 2 minutes ago, much less 2 days. I didn't play it.
Hey Kadaki, good morning. I want to bring this thing to your attention. The old age pensioners in Region 3 are going through a thorough time in order to get the $25,000 one-half payment. Imagine a woman living at Stewartville, collected her pension book in Stewartville as normal. When she go to collect her $25,000, they told her she got to go to Ministry of Education building at Vrien Hope. Another resident living in Parafit Harmony, they told her she has to go to the masjid to collect hers. When she got there, nobody is there, they send her to Phoenix Park. When she go to Phoenix Park, they send her to the Ministry of Education building as well at Vrien Hope. Another woman went there to collect hers. They told her name is not on the list. The woman decided to spell her name because apparently her name is spelled unusual. They say her name is not on the list. She can't get the money. Eventually, the woman stood there for quite a while. She started feeling bad. She had to get a taxi to take her away and take her to the hospital. Then there is a person living with disability in a very Parafit area, and it's a sit-in. When the person went to collect theirs at Phoenix Park, which is normally their place of collecting their stuff, they told the person that they got to go to Bagottville. When they go to Bagottville, nothing is going on there. They send them to Good Intent. When they go to Good Intent, nothing is going on there. And in addition to that, they give them a particular date in which you got to collect this money. And if you don't collect the money within that period of time, the money go forfeit. You can't get it any longer. I really don't know what is really going on in Region 3 and by extension in this country.
I totally agree with that voice note. I don't know what is going on in this country. Because yes, they have people going up and down to get these grants. They're sending from point A to point B. And there seems to be some amount of confusion. You know, one of the problems or the things I've noticed with this government I don't know if the ministers or public permanent secretaries, but they seem to believe that they're doing something if they have a crowd. If it is not crowded, you're not doing anything. And so I can't understand who's the smart person that wants to bring all of those pensioners together to spend all day waiting to collect their grants, and the disabilities, the disabled, and waiting all day to collect their grants. Those people are prone to becoming ill quickly. Most of them are on medication. They have to eat by a certain time to take medication. They have to, eat by a certain time to sustain their energies. But you want to bring all of them in one place, so what? A big show? In this modern day, pensioners' grants should be transferred quietly to pensioners' accounts in the banks or wherever. Quietly. A lot of these services should be accessed online. But no. The more we get, the less sense we get. We behave stupider than we were before. That's not progress. And it comes right back to the question, what is your president offering you in terms of service to this nation that he earns 5 times what the ordinary man earns? Jack Dio justified his 6.5% by saying that it's not only public servants they have to pay. They have to cater for other people in the society who are not public servants. But these are the very people who are withdrawing the money by hundreds of millions and going and splurge it and come back and tell you what? Wish you all luck with that. Sincerely wish you all luck with that. Again, I said, I encourage those people who have not gone for their money. It's a sacrifice, but go and get your money. Go and get your money. Because yes, once you don't collect it by a certain date, you will not get it. It is going to be returned to the treasury. But many of yours will not go back to the treasury because somebody going to sign for it and collect it. Somebody will sign for it and collect it. I can tell you what the schemes are. I'm waiting for all of them to unfold, and then I can tell you about them. There are a lot of schemes around that money. A lot of people have not collected that money. Check 2 years, or let the Auditor General check 2 months after now, and see what percentage of people collected the money. You might find 100% of collected. Right? Lynn Johnson, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Right? You would find that a lot of your monies have been collected by people you don't even know. I called some names yesterday. I recognize a couple of deceased persons and them. If I could turn a fly on the wall, I'll be able to tell you if that money goes back. But I've seen corruption in this country, and I know what to expect. A lot of that money that is not collected is going to be stolen. And I have no apologies for saying that. Because we're dealing with a government of thieves. Even their lesser minions have learned how to steal from the people. It's 9 minutes, it's a minute to the 9 o'clock hour. It's time for me to leave you. And those people who have ordered their meals today, potato, salt, fish, and dal with rice. Look forward. Coming your way. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And Albert Morgan asked us what is wrong with his birthday. Alpha Morgan, happy birthday, boy. Yeah, last year you come and you take a drink with me. What happened? What happened, man? Like you gave up on we down in Buxton. Anyways, Godspeed. May you live to see many, many more years. And I know at some point in time we'll catch up again. Good? What y'all want me to leave y'all with? A song. It's Friday. I'm going to give you all a slingshot Christmas song. Christmas in Guyana. Have fun. Remember to call us up if you're looking for venue or anything to facilitate your hosting. Sound system, we got it. Everything we got. Hit us up. We got.
There's nothing like me home on Christmas morning, lining with my friends and family, greeting everyone around, eating, dancing, getting down, spending the Christmas in Guyana. Watching all the little children running up and down, playing excitedly with their toys, making sure we get we share of curry, goat and rum, chocolate and dominoes with the boys. Yes, man. There's nothing like me home on Christmas morning. Everybody there soca dancing, masquerade man coming down, Mother Sally prancing round, spending we Christmas in Guyana. Merry Christmas! All them women chutney dancing, drinking ginger beer, jumping, winding up their boomsy in and out, sneaking in the kitchen to see what grandma cooking, putting something hot inside me mouth. There's nothing like me home on Christmas morning, garlic pork and black fruit cake baking, plenty sorrel and moldy, ice apple and no sweetie, spending we Christmas in Guyana. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas! Hey, Captain Paul, how black eye boy? Hey, sure. Merry Christmas, boy. Ho, ho, ho. Every time when Christmas come, Marco and them boys are wrong, drinking rum and telling old time story. Neville Budan is the man. Christmas he does kill two rum. We eating long roti with chip curry. Not pepper. Nothing like me home on Christmas morning. Good friends already gathering, eating lava meat well done, drinking wine and XM rum, spending we Christmas in Guyana. Welcome, boys. Cheers. On the plane, I drinking booze. Pilot said for call Santa Cruz. Ingrid begging me to make a stop. She don't want no callaloo. Trinidad Pillow won't do it.